Congratulations, Colonel. You must be able to smell the garlic.
Drugs.
What is it? What is it?
Best stay back, Mr. Shillington. A few dead frogs down there. It's not a pretty sight.
Don't be silly, Mr. Sharpe. That's what I came to see. The spirit of war. The sights of war. The sounds of war.
Sounds of war, Mr. Shillington. You'll hear the sound of war down there, all right. It's a very soft sound. And a very dirty sound.
Alarm! Halt! Stay still! Stay where you're at! Stay back! That's terrible.
Pycroft.
You notice anything?
What, Sharpe?
There's no losses on our side. Not a red coat amongst them.
Brand's the only one ahead of us. Must have taken them by surprise.
Maybe. Hold your hand out, sir. Have a look at them, Pycroft.
What the devil are you looking for, Sharpe?
The man who ran the furthest. There he is. How do you think this man died?
He was slashed to death with a saber, for God's sake. What you playing at, Sharpe?
Take a closer look, sir.
Good God. Sharpe? Ross?
What is it, Pycroft?
On the right, regulation powder issued to us. On the left, the powder issued to these poor buggers. Just a pinch of powder, The rest was dust, sand, God knows what other rubbish. Whoever armed these poor devils knew they were going to die here. They didn't have a chance. This was slaughter.
All right, what's going on? Nobody could have set up a massacre like this without working with the French. Bad powder, no British casualties.
Sharpe?
It's all a bloody fraud. It's brand, isn't it? Has to be. And you knew all along. You and bloody Wellington.
Yeah, we had our suspicions.
You
Sharpe.
bloody knew. Why don't you tell me?
Sharpe, we had to be sure.
Sure? Look around you. This isn't soldiering. He couldn't even do it cleanly. Man's a bloody butcher.
A damned impudent man, but you're absolutely right. Call Brand in for questioning. We are going home.
Oh, no, we're not, sir.
Huh? It's a trap, man. They've baited it with a really big cheese, the Rocker Powder magazine. We are going home.
No, we bloody not. We're going to get Brand, and we're going to blow up that frog bloody magazine. Pycroft.
You get me in there, Sharpe. I think it could be arranged.
And we're going to use bloody big bait.
Oh? What?
You.
Me?
Yes, you. Sir.
Well, good night, sir. Good night, Sharpe. Good night, milady. Till tomorrow, Shellington.
As Shakespeare says in Hamlet, good night, dear prince.
Your carriage awaits, Mr. Shellington.
It was so pleasant to have you here tonight, Mr. Shellington. To hear polite conversation, talk of poetry. I hope we will see you again.
I shall see you all night in my dreams, dear lady.
Wasn't it a wonderful evening?
May I be excused as soon as I put everything to rights, sir?
What's your rush, Alice?
I have an appointment with a young lady, sir.
I'll go to look to you then.
Mr. Shellington, sir.
Yeah, what about him, Alice?
Well, his quotation from Shakespeare was incorrect. The phrase is from Hamlet, but it's not "Good night, dear prince." It's "Good night, sweet prince."
What's your point, Alice?
My point, sir, is that Shellington does not know a lot about literature, but he knows a lot about women.
Good night, dear prince.
Good night, sweet prince.
Conchita.
Garrot. The Portuguese use it a lot. Your fellow Harris probably saw them do it when he was in Lisbon.
You think Alice could have done this, sir?
Well, it seems he was fond of one of the gypsies. He probably tried to make love to her. The others came along and he killed them all.
Who reported this murder?
I did, sir.
So Harris goes to her caravan in the dead of night, chokes her to death, and he calls you in? Makes sense to you, sir?
It does seem you may have been a bit hasty, Provost Marshal.
Thank you, sir.
I will have to arrange a court of inquiry, possibly a court-martial. In the meantime, this man will be confined to camp and will be in your care.
Good of you to go out on a limb like that, sir.
Forget it. Just as we must hope that Pycroft can forget his poor gypsy girl.
What gypsy girl was that, sir?
Wasn't Pycroft's gypsy girl murdered last night?
What makes you think that, sir?
I thought she was staying here with the others.
No, sir, she was staying with Pycroft last night, sir.
Lucky for her. So Pycroft got himself a gypsy. Who else would have him, eh? I'll be on my way, Sharpe. Call on my assistance anytime.
Thank you, sir. You're in big bloody trouble, Alice.
I know, sir. Prima facie doesn't look good, sir.
Prima facie? What do you mean, prima facie?
Latin, sir. Prima facie, at first sight.
Oh, shut up, Alice. What have you got to say for yourself?
Nil desperandum, sir. Never say die.
Harris, until this matter is resolved, you're my responsibility. Now, while I'm on this mission, you will act as manservant to my wife.
You're letting a suspected murderer look after your wife, sir?
Harris, I am posting you to my household, as I will post you to a position on a battlefield.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter?
Time to get up. Don't you hear your bugle?
Bothers you, does it? Suppose I put something in your ear so you can't hear it.
Stop it, Richard.
Bagpipes could be worse.
I hate the bugle because I hate the army. Because I hate the war.
We all hate the war.
No, you don't. You love it.
I'm a soldier.
What will you do when you go home, Richard? You'll still be a soldier. But there won't be a war. And if there's no war, then you won't be happy. What will you do all day?
Well, I'll do what every other officer does. What every other husband does. Whatever that is.
I'll tell you what they do, Richard. They ride, they hunt, they gamble, they play cards, they look after their gardens, their dogs, their libraries. They wine and dine and make polite conversation. They cut a figure in society.
Is that why you married me, Jane? Got to figure in society. Thought you loved me for what I am.
You know I love you. And you know I love you for yourself. I just picture you in my mind's eye back home, and I wonder how you'll fit in. And will you be happy making polite conversation about art and literature?
You mean, will I be able? So, what does this fellow Wordsworth do when he's home?
What do you think he does?
Paints? Oh, you bloody fool, Sharpe. Should have known he was a philosopher.
Richard, I'm a stupid, silly snob. Can you forgive me?
Can I forgive you over there?
Major Sharpe? Major Sharpe?
Do your duty, Richard. I'm going to bathe.
What is it, Alice?
Beg your pardon, Major Sharpe, but you're to report to General Wellington's tent at 9 o'clock.
Pat, what are you doing?
Just carrying out orders, sir. Nosey told us to fraternise with the local population.
Well, in future, when you fraternise with the local women, make sure they're women over 40.
I'll think of that, sir.
Harris.
Sir?
Have you heard of somebody Wordsworth?
Oh, yes, sir. William Wordsworth. He's a poet.
He's not a philosopher?
No, sir. Is that all, sir?